Hello everyone, this is Gene from NYC and I'm back with another video. So first of all, as always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day or your night to listen to what I have to say. I sincerely appreciate it and it means a lot. I also wanted to apologize for not making videos for a week. Life's been a bit crazy and I have to admit I've sort of been Achilles sulking in my tent, as it were. So anyway, whether it's your first time, whether it's your 100th time, I hope that you enjoy the video. So today's video is going to be about a little controversy on Twitter involving one JScottCampbell. Now, for those who may not be aware, JScottCampbell is a comic book artist. He's particularly known for doing comic book covers, and he's known for his very sexy, flirty, pinup style art. In fact, a few years ago, he did I think a fairy tale themed, sort of like a pinup calendar, and that, actually, no, let me take that back. He got into a little bit of a Twitter controversy last year over that. He'd actually done the calendar several years prior, I think in like 2013 or 2014. It's kind of like fairy tale fantasy sort of thing. But he's one of the few artists in comicdom who will not apologize for drawing women in a sexy manner. But interestingly enough, this is not about anything he drew. This is actually about an image of the Inhumans character Medusa being drawn in a very hyper-feminine way. So this drawing has been done by, I believe it's Franco Orange and Fran Duke or Duque. I don't quite know how to say the name. And as you can see from the image, right, she has a very hyper-feminine body. Now, while this art style is not quite to my taste, it kind of reminds me of a Bratz doll. And that's not really my aesthetic. But as a picture, I don't think it looks all that bad. And I don't know what the hoopla is about the image itself. Right? There are people on Twitter, as you'll see in the comics article that I'll link to, that are saying that, men, or rather this man, right, shouldn't be drawing women, and women should be drawing women, and all this other stuff. I don't see what the problem with this particular image is. Medusa is not in a fetishized or eroticized costume, nor is she in a eroticized or fetishized pose. It's simply hyper-feminine, which it should be. First of all, Medusa is known for her long, thick red hair. So that's going to be a visual standout. So the bright red hair makes sense, right? And when it comes to a hyper-feminine design, the whole point of a hyper-feminine design is that it emphasizes and accentuates the distinctly feminine element of the female form. So usually that's going to be hair, lips, breast, thighs, butt, and so on and so forth. That is not inherent, at least to me, it is not inherently objectifying. Especially when the character is not, again, there's no erotic posing, the costumes her body's fully covered with the exception of her face, and her face, a good portion of it is covered by a domino mask. So the costume isn't erotic or fetish or anything like that, and the pose isn't. So what's the issue here? See, the issue is that, in my opinion, those complaining about this are at odds with their own sexuality, right? SJWs like to project their own insecurities and their own issues onto others. And what's happened is that they have lost the ability to distinguish, to tell the difference between personal distaste and something actually being harmful. Like I said earlier, this isn't exactly my preferred art style. However, I don't consider this to be bad art. It's just not to my taste. But I don't see how this is in any way demeaning to Medusa as a character, or just looking at it objectively. Sorry for the city noises. I can't close the window because it's hot. It's a hot night tonight. And I'll fry if I've already turned off the fan. And if I close the window, I'll faint. So, you're going to have to put up with me here with the city noises. But anyway, outside of just being hyper feminine, I don't see what the issue is here. Right? But as I was saying, SJWs are so at odds with their own sexual natures that they believe that because they don't like the picture, for whatever their reasons for not liking the picture, they believe that now this must mean that the picture is bad or somehow demeaning, especially since a man drew it. And if a man draws an attractive character, especially if it's an attractive female character, then of course, this is just completely unacceptable. How dare men idealize the feminine form like men have been doing since the beginning of human history, right? Idealizing the female form, idealizing women, sometimes to their own detriment. But no. Right, this is somehow wrong and degrading and objectifying, even though there's nothing objectifying or degrading about this photo. Anybody who's familiar with comics knows that comics has never shied away from sexuality. 2 words for you: White Queen. 2 more words for you: Hellfire Club. And that's just citing the X-Men. Anybody who's familiar with comics can give you example after example after example after example. I don't see what the hoopla is about this picture, other than just, in my opinion, just blatant sexism. People asserting that men cannot draw women as beautiful women, right? Can't draw an attractive woman because somehow a man, again, finding the female form sexy or beautiful is somehow a crime. It's not. There's nothing wrong with finding the female form, regardless of your gender, beautiful. You can find it beautiful in a purely aesthetic sense. You can find it beautiful in a aesthetic and sexual sense. You can find it beautiful in a purely sexual sense. That's up to you. I think this is a very pretty picture of Medusa, but my interest in it is wholly based on the aesthetics. I think the colors are great. The red pops, the purple pops. It's doing what it's supposed to do as an image. It's making her memorable. You may know nothing else about Medusa, but you remember, oh, wait, is she that lady with the thick, crazy, long red hair and the purple costume? If that's all you remember about her, then the image has done its job. So, in short, SJWs have the problem. There's no problem with this image. They're creating a problem with the image because they can't stand to see the female form idealized, even though there are plenty of real-life women, we call them entertainers, who pursue the ideal feminine form. So, anyway, that's the vid. I wanted to make this super quick because I've been believe it or not, as noisy as this recording is, this was my 3rd attempt at doing this. So I just wanted to just get it out, get it done. So I promise to come back with something a little more polished. I wanted to put pictures into this, but it's getting late. And again, the circumstances are just not working in my favor today. So I hope you enjoy the evening. I hope you enjoy the video. And I will see you in the next one. So have a good night, everybody, or a good day, wherever you are. Be happy, be safe. Bye.